Now let's go ahead and look at the exemplar for the painting that we're going to be creating for this lesson and see how to identify the base colors of different images. So we are not going to be working on trying to replicate the exact colors just yet. Before we can start to do that, we need to understand how to create the base color of each color, right? So of each complex color. Sorry. So base colors are primary, dominant, primary, and secondary colors on an image, right? So, for example, when we're talking about base value, we're talking about the value that we see most often, or that covers the most of a specific object or shape, right? When we're talking about base value, we're talking about the primary or secondary color used to create a specific color, right? So, for example, the base color of my reference, the background of my reference, is blue. This is a pretty obvious one, right? Because it's just blue. However, when we get to more complicated colors, like this part of the hair here, or even this part of the hair, it's going to become more difficult to figure out what the base color is. One way you can think about how you can find the base color is if you take away the white and if you take away the black from an image or from a color, what color would it be afterwards? Right? We're basically backwards planning, or sorry, creating a the color with a backwards process. So this is mostly white with a little bit of yellow. If I took away the white, I would be left with yellow. So that's what I did here. This color here is mostly orange mixed with some black. So that's why I have orange here in my picture. The skin tone is usually the most difficult for people to find the base color of, right? So one strategy you can use is a process of elimination, right? If we're thinking about our base colors, they can only be primary or secondary colors, right? So first we can ask ourselves, which colors is the what which of the primary and secondary colors is the base color not? So if we're looking at this skin again, we know it's not blue. We know it's not green. If I used green and mixed it with white, it would not give me the color I'm looking for. If I mix it with blue, it would not be the color I'm looking for. You'd most likely get this color here, right? If I mixed it with purple, that would not be the color I'm looking for. So we can already take those three out. We also know that if I mix white with yellow, I'll get a color that looks like this. So we can take yellow out of the equation. If I mixed red, then it would be a color more like pink. If I took orange, that would most likely be the closest thing. It's orange on the redder side, right? It's a bit pinkish. Orange, though, would be our base color. So it's orange mixed with white, which is why in my exemplar, you see that I have orange. So now let's talk about the directions for our exemplar. We talked about base color, and for our painting, we're going to be creating a painting using only primary and secondary colors. The difficult part about this assignment will be these are not the colors that you see in your reference, right? My colors are just primary and secondary colors. I did not use any black or any white. So that's why my character's skin is orange instead of this peachish color. That's why her hair is yellow and not this like lightish, I don't really know the name of this color, but this lightish yellow, right? The glasses are just green instead of this like dark green, lime green, etc., etc. Okay? Even areas that are black, I found the base color of this as purple, so I used purple here. In terms of the lines, since I'm not allowed to use black or white, I still had to put those lines in. So I chose one color to represent all the lines, similar to how they do that here. And I chose a color that I thought would stand out next to all the other colors. So if I use red, you can use blue, depending on your image. You can use purple, you can use green. It's really up to you, right? Areas that were white, I couldn't just leave those white. So I chose the lightest value in my colors, which was yellow. Yellow has the lightest value. So even if the base color here is not yellow, it still reads as a light color, which is why I chose it. And you're going to run into those too. If you're confused about whether or not you can use that color, feel free to ask me and I'll let you know if it's okay or not.